Gotta turn the mic on. Always forget to do that. Good evening, everyone. How we all doing tonight? It's June 6th. I gotta remember to actually put a timestamp in there because some people are watching the replay thinking it's live. So, it's June 6th, 2023. And if you're not watching this or you're watching this sometime after, it's the replay. So, how's everyone doing tonight? Hope you guys are all having a wonderful night. Yes, Miss Remo, the haircut. Actually, it was on Sunday. Well, probably you didn't notice it because I had the huge headphones on. But, all right, let's start off tonight with some shout outs. We got Miss Kinono Show here. Hello, hello. Kim Barris, how are you doing? Hope you're doing better. Sandy Adger, you made it tonight. Hey, how you doing, girl? Glad you made it. Miss Remo J, hello, hello. Good to see you again. She's also reminding everyone to please hit the thumbs up. Thank you so much for that. We have Kat F here. Hello, Kat. We got Molly Fisher here. Chloe Morgan is here. Hello, hello. And Melster Morgan is here. Hello, Melster. And Janice Vanderstack is here. Hello, Janice. And, well, hello there, Miss Diane57. How have you been? Hope you're doing okay. And then, okay, sounds like the daughter next door is having a little bit of a cow. Donna Hoffler's here. Hello, Donna. Molly Fisher's here. Damali J. It must be late for you, but glad you made it. Okay. And hello, Miss Tiffany. Thanks for showing up tonight. So, and John Hare. Hey, John. Glad you made it. So, what am I working on tonight? Well, as you can see behind me, I switched up that little baby quilt that I've been working on. Let's see. Let's switch the view for a second. So I need to make one more star block in which I still need a flying geese unit here. I've actually been clearing out some of my, or just doing a year-long project of getting rid of some old works in progress that I started years and years ago. And that's the end result of me just kind of rearranging this room. This room has transformed about 20,000 different times because I just keep switching things around. And I came across these old embroidery butterflies that I did. Well, let me show you. This I'm going to save to make as the quilt label, but this was the original embroidery block that I did. And I was going to do a whole, I think like 20 something of them. I just got bored with it and stopped and never finished it or never bothered to put it together. And I found the project box for this again. So I did these embroidery, oh geez, almost 7 years ago, I think. Anyway, it's been sitting in a project box, never did anything with it. And at the time, I was just kind of experimenting with the idea of getting into embroidery, and I found out I just didn't like it. But I kept these butterflies, and I took this and kind of squared it down and then added the border on this. And I said, you know what? I can use it. I can use these in the baby quilt. So that's what I started to do, and that's what you see behind me. Let me kind of get out of the way. Which way am I going? Well, let me just grab the camera. Okay, excuse the shake. But you can kind of see it up close. Let me center the camera there for a second. So I do need one more block to go in the bottom corner here, in which that's the last star block, and then I need to do some set-in triangles to fill in the spaces on the side. So that's where I'm at. Okay. Excuse the... Sorry for the Blair Witch Project there. Let me reset this camera. And we'll shift it over. There we go. Okay, so please excuse the camera shake there. We ran into a little bit of turbulence as we came in for landing. Okay. Let me shift it. Oh, wrong way. Okay, so that's what I'll be working on tonight. Well, we shall definitely get the last star done, and then hopefully I might be by next week. Whoops. I can start, or later on this week, I can actually start putting the rows together. And in case anyone is wondering, my stepniece, who this is, my stepniece, just had a baby, but she is doing fine health-wise, but she was supposed to go back home to Hawaii, and she couldn't because of some kind of complication with the baby, so they ended up staying. Baby's fine, don't worry, but yeah, the doctor advised her, maybe you shouldn't, or you should postpone the trip. So they did. And I have yet to actually see the baby. I've seen pictures, but they live up in the Pacific Northwest, so I'm not able to see them all the time. Plus, when was the last time I actually saw her? It was almost 5 years ago. And I actually haven't met her husband yet, believe it or not. She is married. She got married during COVID. But, so I've yet to actually meet that side of the family. My brother, on the other hand, he's met his in-laws. Of course, he's seen the baby. Now he's a grandfather. So he's all happy. Okay. Let's see. Help me pick out colors. I got a dark blue. We don't have much orange. Let me see if I have an orange. Let me reach into the bin. Pull out some orange squares. And let's pull out some of this. There's a lot of blue in there already. And I got a lot of that. I'll use that square. Okay. And I've been using a lot of these squares, so there's a lot of these colors in there already. Let's put that for a side. So what is everybody working on tonight? Or are we just winding down for the day? I know some of you might be because you're on East Coast time, and it's probably about 10:30 there. Okay, so hello, Donna. Thanks for showing up tonight, or thanks for stopping by. I see Susan Yearout is here. Guess who Nancy is here? She's saying love it. Thank you, Nancy. Love doing machine embroidery. That's Diana Watson. Um, I didn't really care for it. I don't know why. I think it. I'm the type of person where I'm not going to let a machine kind of do things for me. I'd rather just be hands on and do it myself, unless it's something repetitive. So I, I, I tried it, didn't really like it. I might try it again in the future, but I don't know. It just never really excited me. But I do know some people that really do like doing embroidery, and they run embroidery businesses. So that right now, that's just not me. Okay, let's flip this back. See if does that. Yep, pretty good on that one. Or is it better that way? Yeah, it's better that way. Okay. Thank you, Sandy. She's saying that looks good. Fabulous, my friend. Thank you, Diane. It's coming out beautiful. Thank you, Donna. And hello, Eric Shirley from Canada. Glad I was able to catch you live. Hello, everyone. Hello, Shirley. Glad you made it. Looking really good. Thank you, Melster. Thank you, John. Said that looks beautiful. Okay, winding down with you, Eric. Okay, Diane. Kat is working on her 52 blocks. 52 blocks. Hey, Kat. Was sewing the birds of a feather quilt. Made borders, now have to put them on. Okay, that's Donna. Birds of a feather. There's a number of people that I know doing that. I should look into what that design is. Let's see. Melster's vacation at Smoky Mountain Quilt Show. Ooh. And Barb McKinley's here. Hello, Barb. She's making a baby blanket out of 6-inch blocks for charity. Okay, so she's working on a baby quilt too. Susan says, too tired to work on anything. Oh, we hear you, Susan. We hear you. And Nancy's saying, you read my mind with the turquoise. Okay. Molly Fisher is just watching here tonight. And Scott and I went on a date after my PT, so I am now relaxing in bed. Aww. Okay, let me chop off the... Wait, which side did I say I'm saving? Was it this one? Yeah. And I will chop this off. So that on here. And Chloe Morgan says, cotton cuts may accent block from the gnome program of caps tossed in the air. Okay. Damali J says, yes, I started work on a jelly roll race for myself. Ooh. Speaking of which, I should do one. I have a bunch of jelly rolls that I need to do something with, and I just don't know what. I was actually searching for a strip club, or what's that? Cozy Quilt Designs. They usually do, or they have a number of videos where they do things for their strip club. So I was kind of binge watching some of those videos just to see if I could pick up on an idea or see if they have a pattern that I do like. So Jim Bennett says, I need to rip out stitching on a twin size. I was quilting on my domestic machine. Got a big pucker. Aww. those are the pits, especially when you're doing like the quilting, or free motion quilting, or long arm quilting, whatever. I mean, if it ends up being bad and you don't notice it right away, oh my gosh, that's a lot of plucking. Now, that is something I wish there would be a machine to help you do that, honestly. Okay, finished a dragon block for Murder Mystery Viking 2023 quilt, working on Boho Heart, T-Quilts, Quilt Along, last section, and the trinket by Allison Glass, getting ready to teach a sewing class. Let me join in, Remo. Let me join in. Well, I finally can make my pants. Then I can tell Jenny, yes, I did make those pants. Just finished a king-size quilt from my mother-in-law. Wow. Sorry, if you hear the dog, that is the neighbor's dog. My neighbors have, they've been eating dinner outside, which has been kind of irritating because sometimes they can get really loud and I can't stop them. But sometimes what's irritating about it is sometimes they go till like 10:30, 11 o'clock at night when everybody's trying to sleep and they're still talking outside. So I think some of the other people in the other complex across the way, they've actually been kind of petitioning to do something about these neighbors because their dogs continually bark and they're getting kind of loud in general. So I do know one of them did approach me the other day saying, "Hey, do you want to be part of this complaint?" And I was like, "Yeah, but I don't want to cause a ruckus too." So, and they're nice neighbors. I mean, don't get me wrong. When they have a party, they do party, and I do join them. But yeah, it's to the point where it's kind of getting a little out of hand in terms of the noise. So it was really quiet when they weren't there, but it was sad to see why they weren't there. So I won't go and mention that. But yeah, so I saw a comment saying, "Is that your dog, or do you have a puppy that we don't know about?" And it's like, no, that's not my. You know what? This looks like those colors for. Kind of, sort of does look like the colors for the people that are in support of the Ukraine. Well, this isn't exactly the right color blue, but okay. Enough jibber jabbing. Okay. Let's see. Tomorrow I hope to get a couple of quilts pin basted. Okay, Kim. Fingers crossed. Meant to do that today, but Erin's. Oh, she's talking to Kim. That's Susan. Best of luck, Remo. Yes, Remo, best of luck. Yes, Eric, when you're ready, let me know. Okay, I'm ready. No, actually, I'm not ready because there's a number of projects that I still have yet to catch up on. Hey, Miss Sheila. How are you? Glad you made it here tonight. Okay, and you guys are all talking to each other. Hey, Jackie. Thanks for coming in tonight. 53. And that's Remo J reminding people to give the thumbs up. Thank you, Remo. So let's put this block together. Okay, that seam was a little wonky. And these are just the scraps that I'm sewing together to make some kind of scrappy block. Not sure what I'm going to do with these, but I might stick them in the project as like cornerstones somewhere. But I'm just using it, sewing it up. Oh, wait, I meant to press this over to one side. I'll press it like that. We'll just make some hourglass blocks. Ooh, that's pretty bad. Okay, that seam is wonky too, but I'm not going to care about that one specifically. Okay, and the point looks pretty good. I'll sew this one on. Whoops, I just dropped a stack of the blocks. Okay, I just dropped a whole stack of these things, so let me redo it. Huh, okay, that won't work. Maybe this one will. And I can put these together, make that nest. Pin this here. And then we can nest the sides. There's a little bit of fullness there, but I think I can ease it in. Ow, I just poked myself. Not in a good way. Don't read into that. There we go. Okay. Let's see. Okay, I know the comments have been kind of jumping around, so let me see. We see you lurking. I'm not sure who Remo's talking to. Do you not have a curfew? Most apartments have like at 10:30. We actually, Nancy, we actually do. It's a city curfew, but they don't, I mean, we can't enforce it on everyone. And before we get the cops involved, they try to encourage us to kind of settle it without them getting involved, but looks like that's not going to happen. So we might, which is why the neighbors are trying to, voice their concerns to the couple or to the family. And yeah, before they get the cops involved, they want to work it out directly with them, but they want to. They were asking basically, are they the only ones that are having this issue? And they were kind of just kind of like doing some informal research to see what others felt, and if they felt like they had a legitimate concern, then they were going to go ahead and actually approach the family about it, in which I think they are. And I just sewed right over a pin. And that's okay. These pins are small enough that I can do that. I usually just don't like to do that. But, yeah, so Nancy, we do have a curfew, but we try to work it out before we get the police involved. Rotate 90 degrees, too many reds touching. I wasn't so concerned about that. Okay, I can join you, Eric, when you do a jelly roll project. Okay. I'll keep that in mind, Diane. My wife got tired of wasting paper towels and napkins, so I made some napkins out of heavy cotton. Never did that before. That gives me an idea. Hey, Miss Carla, thank you for joining tonight. Hope Mom's okay. Okay, good idea. Everybody's saying good idea, Jim. See? Okay, so let me get this piece off of here let me sew something together. Yeah, this will work. Again, I'm just sewing these spare cutoff or cutaway pieces. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with them. I have a whole collection of them, too. One thing about cleaning up is you find these old things that you may have forgotten about that you started years ago. And then suddenly you have a great idea to put them in a current project, like how I did with these butterflies. So it's good to clean every so often, I guess. Okay, let's press that one. Finger press that back for a second. Yeah, that doesn't bother me so much because this is a lighter pink. I know in the camera it looks a lot more red, but it's actually a lighter pink and you can still distinguish the two colors, so it doesn't bother me as much, but yeah. This one can go that way, and I will pin these down. Usually when I'm sewing rows together, I pin it down. I don't always press my seams to one side. Sometimes I do. A lot of times I will press them open, like in the case of this flying geese unit here. I actually pressed the center seam open. And sometimes I don't know, I just do a combination of both pressing seams open and pressing them to the side. Just whatever feels right, or whatever gets the seam to lie flat as flat can be. Okay, and I will clip that one. Ooh, pretty. I'll mess with that later. No. I know I should have a spare piece somewhere. Nope. Okay. Have to figure out something. Well, let's just sew it like this. Improvising here. Do, 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 do. Voila. Oh, I got 2 yellows. Okay, is that gonna bother me enough that I want to rip it out? Nah, I'm just gonna leave it in. Surprised I didn't notice that at first. I really should have actually swapped out these 2, but that's okay. I don't know, I'm kind of thinking, do I really want to rip it out? Nah, I'll just leave it. Pretend that it's not there. Okay, hello, Miss Kelly Kaufman, all the way from Green Bay. Yeah, my friend Kelly, how are you? Mom is resting and doing well. Okay, Carla. She stole the show the other night on Zoom. Let's see. How is your mom doing? Love hearing stories you share. She's doing fine. She didn't tell me. I actually had to hear this from my brother, but she does have to get some kind of surgical procedure done. Whoops. But she did. I'm surprised that she didn't tell me. I had to hear it from my brother. It's not a major, like a evasive surgery. She does have to get one of their heart valves replaced. Her heart is fine. It's just the valve is not opening and shutting fully. So she's feeling tired. She's feeling exhausted. She's not eating as much. And so the doctors were saying that they discovered that one of her heart valves isn't closing. So she's having to, or they're recommending that she get this procedure. Now the procedure itself is not the type where they need to go in and cut her open. They can actually do it through one of those, I guess, those 2 microscopic, minuscule surgical things where they can actually go up one of the veins or something and kind of perform the procedure that way. So they're just waiting to get that scheduled. But I'm surprised that she herself didn't tell me about that. Normally she would tell me about things like that. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe my brothers kept it from her. Who knows? But other than that, she's doing fine. She's still out on her own. She's not driving, thank goodness. So, but that does put a little bit more pressure on my brothers to take care of her because now they have to do the grocery shopping. And because I'm not there, sometimes they need me to interpret for them. So she'll say something in Japanese and they have no idea what it is. And they usually call me to figure out what is mom talking about. So, but yeah, other than that, she's doing fine. I told her about my trip and showed her some of the pictures. And she was like, yeah, that really is Mars. And she agreed. I didn't know, though, one of her dreams was actually to see the Grand Canyon. And that's when I showed her the pictures of my recent trip, she was like, yeah, I always wanted to see the Grand Canyon. And I'm like, Mom, why didn't you tell us? Because as many times as we go to Las Vegas, we could have taken a day trip out to the Grand Canyon. So, yeah, since she's getting up there in age, we figure now's the time to do it. So I might actually ask my brothers, hey, let's take Mom to the Grand Canyon. She's seen other canyons, though, like Waimea Canyon. And I'm like, Mom, Waimea Canyon does not compare. Well, it's just as beautiful, but the Grand Canyon is the Grand Canyon. Okay. Hi, Lori. Thanks for making it here tonight. Hey, Miss Joe Carmel. You snuck in there, too. Molly Fisher. Let's just go with it. Okay, I will just go with it. Yeah, I'm not gonna let it bother me. Um, Chloe Morgan, the yellows are different shades. They kind of are. This one has a little bit more of an orangey, darker shade to it, so it's not gonna bother me. Whoops. Let me switch back. Um, any hot flashes tonight? That's Mr. Kevin, the quilter. Not tonight. I actually took the day off and just slept because I was just not feeling good this morning. But good thing I just had a good long sleep because I feel better now. I was just feeling terrible this morning, so I just called in sick and said, "Yeah, I'm not coming in. Let's call it Eric Designer Original." Well, thank you, Damali. I have 3 shoebox containers full of 2.5-inch squares that are waiting to be used. Whoops, camera went off there. I think the stars will be great. We'll go for it, Kim. I mean, this is a project that you can just kind of do as a leader and ender as well. So it's not something you don't have to do it like me where you just rush it all at one time. In fact, I kind of did this project in parts because I made the 4 patches, or I already had the 4 patches already made. And it was just a matter of doing the outside, the half square triangles and putting it together into the flying geese unit. So not terribly difficult. So yeah, it's a good project to do if you do have like a bunch of these 2.5-inch squares. Now I do remember that Tiffany did do her 25 patch series of where she used 25 of these 2.5-inch squares. So check that out too. Okay, let's see. There's a whole people talking to each other. If they don't settle down by midnight or 11, I don't think their happy dinner time should bother anyone. True. Well, thank you, Emo. I think she'll be appreciative of that. Those pictures were beautiful. Thank you, Donna. That procedure also reduces your recovery time. Yep. Because it's not invasive and it's not like a major surgery. It doesn't. Actually it's an outpatient, so she'll feel better real quickly. Hopefully, I'm just surprised that she didn't tell me. Okay, I always want to see the Grand Canyon. Diane, girl, you need to have your husband take you there, 'cause it's worth the trip. Prayer for mom. So thank you, Sandy. Love that block. Thank you. I spent the day cleaning my sewing room and cutting 2.5-inch squares. Okay, Jeannie. So you got a project in mind or you're looking for a project. So you got my 2 suggestions. Looking good. Thank you, Diane. How many stars do you have now, Eric? Good question. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, and because I'm putting the quilt on point, meaning I'm sewing them like this together, I don't need as many blocks. In fact, this is so 13 blocks altogether. And it's going to be a pretty decent sized baby quilt. And I am planning on putting maybe like a 4 or 5-inch border around it. And maybe have like a 2.5-inch inner border somewhere. So it's going to be a pretty sizable quilt. Let's just say that. Hopefully it'll be something that where as she grows up, she can still use it, not just use it for this point in time of her life. So, yeah, we'll see. The baby will love her quilt and mama also. Oh, thank you, Nancy. Okay, so we got that done. Well, that didn't take as long as I thought it would. Okay, but I got a bunch of these I'm gonna make a few extra stars. Just for the sake of having a few. Because you never know what baby will come out. Or when you need another baby quilt. So I'm just gonna, since I already have these. Originally I was gonna do 30. No, not 30. 28 of those star blocks and put them in a quilt. But then I found those embroidery butterflies and I'm like, yeah, I can put it in this quilt. So I started playing around with the layouts and I said, you know what? Since I have this much, let's see what happens if I turn it on point. And that's what you see behind me. But yeah, I think I'm going to just, I don't know. I'll do something with these. I'll just make a few extra star blocks just as a side project. And just so I can keep sewing with all of you guys. Okay, so let's see. Lori Clark saying that's nice. Thank you, Lori. And from crib to toddler bed size. Yep, that's the idea, Molly. Okay, missed a point. But that's okay. This is just a scrap block. I'm not going to rip that out. But, blocks like these are good to practice on. They're small. And I know people don't like small. But you know what? If you can master a small piecing, you could probably master the bigger one too. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Kevin? Because I know you do a lot of small piecing. I got a bunch of these small things too. How many of these do I have? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 13. I need to press this one. 13, 14. Okay, 14. 14 of these. I can do something with it. Maybe I was planning on using these as cornerstone pieces. I'll square them up later, see if it'll work. I've been to the south rim of the Grand Canyon and the north rim. Also have been to Bryce and Zion National Park. I haven't been, believe it or not, I have not been to Bryce or Zion. But those two are definitely on the bucket list. I bet it's more beautiful in person, but the heat might be killer. You know, Diane, both times each time that I've been to the Grand Canyon, let's see, I've been about 4 or 5 times now. The heat, actually, because you're at a higher elevation, the heat really isn't that bad. I think Houston gets hotter than the Grand Canyon. Now, if you're in the canyon, that's a different story. But if you're just looking around at the top of from the top of the canyon, it's really not that bad. Shirley saying, Eric, nice to hear about mom. Thank you, Shirley. Very true, Mr. Oda. Starch and seam guides are my best friends. See? Yeah, I kind of figured. Seam guide, yes. Starch, yeah. That's my new BFF. Let me ask, what starches do you guys use if you guys use starch? Because I don't know if there's much of a difference in terms of brand of starch. I use whatever's on sale, but lately, well, since I mix my own starch, I've been using this. I'm just wondering if anybody else uses Stayflow. Although I do hear it's now hard to find in certain areas. Hi, Brenda. Well, glad that you're awake and you're with us. I cared for my mom after she was diagnosed with a tumor on her kidney, gave her 3 months. I cared for her over 4 years before she passed away. Oh, Shirley. Well, at least she lasted for 4 years, but sad to hear that she went. Hope she had a good full life. Eric, be mindful of the temperature when you take mom. Yes, we will. Yes, we will. You can make a pillowcase for later use to match. Ooh, that's an idea. That's actually an excellent idea, Molly. Thank you for that. Maybe I will make a pillowcase. A scrappy patchwork pillowcase. Yeah, say that fast 10 times. Of course, as soon as I say that out loud, you know I'm already thinking about it. Scrappy 4-patch pillowcase. Scrappy 4-patch pillowcase. Scrappy 4-patch pillowcase. How many was that? 4. I could do that. In fact, I will do that. Let's see. How big are you supposed to make a pillowcase? Can you tell I never really made a pillowcase before? Let's see. Grand Canyon is not like where I live. The weather is much cooler. It's like more than 90 degrees in the summer. I have trouble working with tiny pieces because of my big old fingers. Oh, Vera, I hear the struggle about that, but I got big fingers too, so, and I don't have fingernails. Well, at least not right now. So I end up using tweezers a lot. Let's see. Jeannie says she uses Best Press. Kevin says undiluted Stayflow. Susan says I use Best Press. I make my own starch also. Vera, do you use the potatoes? What do you call it? Potato vodka? I know there's a lot of people that do that. I add a few drops of essential oils in mine, and it has never spotted my fabrics. Okay, Brenda Foley says breast press, large yardage, Stayflow. So she uses a combination of both. Okay. I would rather summer in San Bernardino than Minnesota. Really, Jim? Is it that bad? Well, I guess Minnesota, you guys got the humidity, whereas in San Bernardino or in California, we just got dry heat. It's miserable, but at least it's a lot more tolerable than just being hot and sweaty. I use either spray starch or make my own. My recipe calls for the Stay Flow too and vodka. I make Quilter's Moonshine. That's what they call it. Okay, Chloe Morgan says she uses Mary Ellen's Best Press. I sometimes use spray starch. Okay. Faultless Original Finish Spray Starch. That's Damali J. We had 107 yesterday in Phoenix. Wow, Jackie, that is hot. Okay. But then again, I've been to, well, the last time I went to Death Valley, it got up to about 110. That was in winter, believe it or not. It didn't feel like 110, but the thermometer said it was 110. We had lots of fun together during this time. Tried to get her to use writing card at Walmart when she hit a display of bacon puffs and they exploded. She wasn't keen on using it again. Okay. Any starch will do. That's Joe Carmel. Yep. Whatever's on sale, I guess, Joe, huh? Most pillows I see on YouTube are 18-inch squares. Okay, so that's good to know. Thank you, Jim. No, I actually use what you use. Oh, okay. Thank you, Vera. Thank you for clarifying that. You can make any size, so just measure yours for a custom fit. Okay. I don't know. Well, I don't know what size pillows they got. Maybe I'll just buy a pillow and ship it to them. I took care of my mom after she was diagnosed with COPD and congestive heart failure. I had her for 13 years and took care of her when she was in hospice. Have no regrets at all. Aww. That's so sad to hear, Kim, but glad you took care of her. Hope she was comfortable at the time. I'm sure she was. Okay. Standard size pillowcase is 20 inches by 26 inches. Okay, thank you, Susan. There's a lot of red in all of these. I'll swap out some colors. Can you tell I was trying to use up all the red? Not that I was paying much attention to what I was putting into these squares. I'll put this one, no. Turn that around. Then this can go here. Yeah, I think this could work as a pillowcase. Okay, Barb says, I'm using Best Press today. You know, I never did use Best Press. Well, partially because I just look at the price tag and I'm like, that's way too expensive. And I would go through that in no time. Let's see, Eric, what's your favorite color and block? Favorite color, although you don't see it here, is actually blue. Any shades of blue, light blue, even this faded blue. But the brighter the blue or the deeper the blue, That's what I like. Although this color palette doesn't tell you that because I see a lot of red. um, favorite block, log cabin. It was one of the the reason why I like it is because it was one of the first blocks that I felt very proud, and I didn't have points, or I didn't have a whole ton of points where I needed to match. So, log cabin quilts. Those are actually my favorites. Although I started making like a whole series of them. I just stopped and then moved on to other things. I should get back to that project too. I do have a bin over there for it. That was another thing that I discovered. So, yeah. But yeah, anytime it's a log cabin, I'm in. Or I will spend hours on Pinterest just looking up log cabin quilts. The different variations, the different layouts, the different things that people have done with them. Sometimes people snowball the corner on the strip piece and it comes out totally different. Or it comes out looking like a pineapple block. So, yeah, log cabins. Those are that's my favorite quilt block. Let's see. Hello, Miss Debbie. Debble. I was going to call you Double Hooey. Hello, Miss Debbie. How are you? I know I butchered your name, but how is the prickly pear? Toot toot. Hi, Eric and everybody. Hello. Okay, Donna, I am in a league city. Oh. Okay, so they're talking to each other. They're not that far from each other. Not sure I remember hearing how you got into quilting, Eric. Mind sharing? Kevin, there's a whole video for that. But here's the gist of it. Wanted to actually learn how to sew my own pants, and now with Miss Remo J, I might be getting to do that. So, but I couldn't find any sewing classes, so I looked up online and found Missouri Star. And of course, I didn't know anything at the time, so I just started watching Missouri Star Quilt Company's tutorials, and I figured quilting and sewing are the same thing, right? No, of course not. And got diverted to quilting because of Miss Jenny Doan. And of course, I told Jenny that story. And then every time I see her, she keeps asking me, so did you ever make those pants? Well, now with Miss Remo J's help, I might be able to. So, okay. We've been on here for an hour. I finished the block a lot faster than I thought I would. And, well, I'm going to start sewing a pillowcase together. There is one order of business in which I do have to contact the winner of the giveaway, I should mention. So if you've been following the scraps, strips, strings, and crumbs quilt along, we were giving away this Missouri Star template, orange peel, as well as this Seems So Easy sewing guide. And you see me, or if you've been watching the videos for a while, you've noticed the seam guide on this machine. So I'm giving these two things away. I have yet to actually contact the winner, so I won't announce who it is here, but I will privately contact them on the Treasure Heart Creations Facebook group. So be on the lookout for that. But yeah, I'm going to call it a night here. Let's see. Of course, there was Missouri Connection. Of course there was, Kevin. Hello from Maryland. Love Jenny Doan. I had my early learning with her too. Well, thank you, Carla. At least I don't feel so bad. We're classmates. Eric, did you decide to take the quilt cruise with Karen Brown? Balloonist 2002. Well, hello there. I'm not sure because I was planning on going. Well, I wasn't really planning on going back home this year, but now that I know what I know with the situation with mom, Um, I might try to schedule my trip around what the same time with the cruise. Just kind of depends on how everything plays out. Because I was wanting to go back to Houston International Quilt Show this year as well. So, um, not decided yet. Yeah. If you're wondering what we're talking about, Karen of Just Get It Done Quilts, on Sunday, she had a live session where later on in 2023, right around, I think it was October, she is doing another quilt cruise, and it's a quilt cruise that goes through all 7 Hawaiian Islands. Of course, that's my home state. So um, I was listening in on that Q&A session that she had, and it sounded kind of interesting. So I was thinking about it because what you do is you fly into Hawaii or Honolulu and you get on the cruise ship. Then you go cruising through all 7 islands. Now, this is actually a very unique experience because most islands or most of these cruises that go in between the islands only stop at maybe one or two. But this one is actually stopping at all 7 of the major islands. So it'll be interesting. I would love to go, might be a little financially tight and don't have a roommate. Me either, balloonist. Maybe we can room up. But I don't know. I'm still kind of on the fence on whether or not I want to go. But if you are interested in something like that, just check out Just Get It Done Quilts or her channel, Karen Brown's channel, which is Karen Brown's channel. And you can watch the replay of the live session that she did. And yeah. I don't know. I might be seriously considering going because, again, with the situation with mom, she is getting up there in age. And since COVID, she's not traveling as much. So, yes, it's time to kind of start heading back home every year again. Okay. So, let's see. Yeah, so I'm going to call it a night here, guys. Again, I am now switching over to doing these lives on a Tuesday night, 7:30. So I know YouTube is having some issues about sending out the notification, but just know that I'll be here now on Tuesday night starting at 7:30 p.m. on West Coast time. And so, yeah, if you don't get it, or if you happen to not get the notification from YouTube, just see if I'm online. More than likely, I should be. This has been a very consistent and good night for me to go on live. So, hope it's good for everyone out there as well. But, yeah, thank you guys for joining me here tonight. I'm going to call it a live session. And if there's no more last minute questions, let's see, what's coming up is I do have another video that I'm trying to get done this week, so hopefully I'll get it done, but I make no promises because life tends to get in the way. So hopefully I can get it done for you by Sunday, but again, knock on cutting board that it does happen. It's the next block in the series for this scrap strips, strings, and crumbs. So, yeah. So look forward to that. And again, I will be reaching out to the winner of these, or of the giveaway. Let's see. I plan to go to Houston Quilt Festival. Well, we shall see you there, Diane. I'm sure you're all leaving, but hi. Hello, Miss T. Well, but we are about to call it a night. So thank you guys. Thank you guys for joining. I know for some of you it's really late on the East Coast, and I appreciate you guys staying up to join us. But with that being said, you know what I'm going to say. So have a great rest of the week, and let's all get out there and let's all create something. So bye for now.